What's up?
Hey guys.
Hey. See if I can do this to where there. Okay, let's go back.
Hey, here we go.
Well, that's a long list. The first one was in here was the two old vets, and it was Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, two Ovets. And then Sampy, Mike
Fish
Sampson,
Hunter,
Tim
Sampy,
Molina.
the Wandering
If you went
Fisherman,
live, I didn't even get my makeup lady.
Molina, Country
Um,
Catfishing,
Wandering Fisherman.
okay, Miss Katie Collins,
Oh,
Yes, I'm here. Present.
the three sons.
yes. I'm trying to see who else.
Catfish Hunter's already pumping out the links.
Ernie Brown, Ohio Catfishers, Derek,
Sharina. Whiskers and Stripes. John Boys. J Dog. Alan.
you got 14 in here, 10 thumbs up. Hey, Maurice, buddy, how you doing? Shameless Fishing, JB, nice new name, J Dog Gone Fishing.
Yeah, I like that.
I do too. Twisted
Twisted
Fishing
Fishing,
TV.
Hooks and
Hooks
Hammocks.
and Hammocks.
Now I like that name. Be in a hammock and hook a fish while you're laying in the hammock.
Yeah.
But the only bad thing is with the old hammocks that they had out in your backyard, if you rolled up the
It's too
wrong way too
fast.
far, you'd fall out of it.
This ain't going to be on here much longer.
What? You can't tell when my bird begins and it stops. Mine blends in with my jacket.
Mine gets too burly and it gets too it just gets too itchy. So
See, mine don't get mine's burly, but it don't get itchy.
yeah, mine will be gone in a week, less than a week.
I couldn't do
Start
that.
cleaning up.
I'd feel naked without it.
I
We
look like
definitely don't want you naked, so
I'm 10 years old when I shave.
You feel like what?
I look like I'm 10 years old.
Wow. If I was to shave, I'd probably look younger than Katie.
Hey Roger. Hey, Great Outdoors. Thomas Littlepage.
Hey everybody.
Hey, great outdoors, Sean. How you doing?
If I'm Ricky Bobby, I don't know what to do with my hands.
No, oh vets. I did not say I wanted to see anybody naked. I said I didn't want to.
In other words, she don't want to see me without this beard.
Your chat froze on Ohio Catfish Chasers because we're still chatting.
Hey, Roger, how you doing? Now, we got... Oh, we'll go ahead and get started since we got 24 in here.
Yep,
Go
get
for it.
it.
You want to go ahead and start off, Katie?
Well, tonight we've got Catfish and Dreams, Brandon, with us, and going to chat a little bit with him. He's got a new YouTube page going. He's got a few videos on there. Make sure you stop by and subscribe and watch some of his videos. Brandon, thank you for coming on the show with us.
No problem.
Let's just go ahead and start out by where are you at? You know, what location are you in as far as fishing?
Xenia, Ohio. 20 minutes east of Dayton. About 55 minutes north of the Ohio River.
All right. How long have you fished for?
Now you're getting back into how old I am.
Long enough, anyways.
Oh yeah, my dad started taking me fishing as soon as I was in diapers and big enough to go. I started out with Zebco 303s and 33s and all that, and wax worms and night crawlers, and
yeah,
I've never stopped since.
That's great. Do you have a favorite place to fish? Is it a river, lake, or?
One of the lakes that I fish a lot is Caesars Creek, and it's literally I pull out of my driveway with the boat, and I am in the ramp, dropping the boat in the water in less than 15 minutes.
Nice.
Only downside is it's a pleasure boaters lake too, so you got to pick your times and when you go. If not, you're going to be dealing with wakes all day long. And other than that, I got flathead water in my area at the Great Miami River. I'm about 30 minutes from there, and I'll hit that in the summer and early spring, and then summer I'll hit it, and then I'll try to hit it again in the fall when the fall bite turns on. Trying to get Eric to understand that we're going to do some flathead fishing this year. He's probably that's not going to happen that much in chat.
Hey, I like flathead fishing. It's fun. See, we've got Catfish Regulators. We've got Lyle from Catfish Weekly in here. Got
Hey,
1 Ton Fishing in here. 2 Stands Fishing is in here. I think we already said Sharina, but hey, Sharina again. Charlie Hubbard's in here. I think that's all the new ones I caught. You see any more, Evan? Catfish Regulators. I didn't see that one.
We got Bert from 1 Ton. We got Roger. We got Catfish Weekly. Charlie Hubbard. I think you already said that.
This sits back with my liquor.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
I have a Panfish Weekly one, and I have that one too, I think. But I've already put it on one of my tackle boxes.
I got to figure out. I got a few of them. I got to figure out where I want to put them. One of my favorites that I received recently with a shirt is that one.
Welcome,
cool.
Brandon. Mad Catter. Brandon, you have a boat or you bank fish?
I do both. I have a boat. Me and my fiance, we got lucky last summer. A friend of hers, let me start. Me and her had talked last summer about possibly getting a boat, but I didn't want a bass boat. I didn't want to limit myself or my family to do anything, and a bass boat limits you. So, and I catfish more than I do anything else. So her friend of hers had posted on a Wednesday in June a boat for sale. She showed it to me, and I'm like, man, that's a nice boat. I just don't know if I want to pay that much money yet. Well, she pouted for two and a half days, and I finally gave in. Went and looked at the boat, and as soon as we pulled in the driveway of the house of her friend's mom, I'm like, we're buying this boat. Basically, it's a barn find, like finding a muscle car. I got we bought a 09 Tracker Targa, The whole boat, not just the motor, the whole boat has 65 hours on it.
Wow.
And it's a 09.
$65?
65
Wow.
hours, and it's a 09. So when we got it home, we basically just had to wipe dust off of it.
No, what kind of boat was
Imagine
it?
It's an 18-foot Tracker Targa combo. It's a 96-inch beam. It's got a 115 horse Merc on it. I don't think there'd ever been a fish in the boat with
Really?
as little as it was used.
Wow.
Was
Yeah.
that boat new, used, what?
Well, technically, they bought it brand new. They paid cash for it. And when we bought it, it was still basically brand new. You know, I'm looking at it, you know, what, 11-year, 12-year-old boat, and it's brand new.
That's awesome.
No, are you gonna do you have your rod holders already put up mounted on there or what?
So last summer, I rigged up a rod holder rack just to get me by for last summer. So about a month ago, I went and bought the material to go and TIG weld and do everything and make my own rod rack. So I've got 3-inch C-channel by 1/4-inch thick, and my buddy's got a shop that he can TIG weld in. So I'm gonna take it down there and we're gonna TIG weld and make us a new rod rack to use.
Are you gonna be doing a video on that build?
Yeah. Yes. You know, as far as videos go, with me, it's videos are going to be hit and miss. And one of the main reasons why is I love YouTube. I love watching everybody's channels. I love watching everybody's fishing videos. But me personally, I'm gonna do videos here and there, drop videos. But a video like that, I'm gonna video the TIG welding. I'm gonna video the mounting. I do the rod holders differently than a lot of people. A lot of people use the bases that they mount and then screw the rod holder into. I actually put a nut on top and I drill a hole through the aluminum, and then I put a wing nut on the bottom. And then that way I can just flip the wing nut, adjust the rod holder, tighten the wing nut back up.
Okay. Are you gonna put like a live well? Are you gonna be doing tournaments or just regular fishing from the boat?
I don't know if I'm gonna do tournaments yet. I have fished tournaments in the past, bank and with other people in boats, but nothing big, nothing major. We have a lake up north of us called Indian Lake, and they do monthly tournaments, and it's a great flathead lake. I plan on going up there. I've got a pretty good sized live well in my boat, and then I have a bait well as well. So I could probably hold a 40-pound flathead in my live well, but it's going to be pushing it if I do any more than that.
Would you be installing a bait live well on your boat?
I already have it. It's already came with one on it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it makes it nice.
Fishing
and-
Chicken says they'd like to see either a picture or a video of your boat.
I can go out to the garage right now. It's sitting in the garage. I'll take you all to the garage right now. It's a mess in there, I'll warn you.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would like to see your boat.
Let's go for a walk. Let me go get
for
my.
it.
Hold on, Katie, don't fall out.
Yeah, don't fall over.
Hey, Sunfish Assassin, Archer Pursuits, Catfish Fever and Outdoors. That's Lynn.
Right, that's a Lynn Leaper. Whispers and stripes.
Hale, Hayslip,
Here's my big
Has
baby.
Life.
Thank you.
That's
Aw.
one of the big babies.
Is that
Parker
your cat?
Yep, give me
Catfish
one second. I can put you down. Yeah, and I can
Buddy, how you doing, Mr. Gadget?
and I'll be able to give Chunky a run for his money because I have LEDs on my boat that dance to music.
Ooh.
You got LEDs on the boat that's already installed?
Yeah, I did that last summer.
Cool.
Make sure I don't bust my butt walking on this ice.
Please don't.
Yeah, we're not having a blooper live feed tonight.
That'd be
You got
a blooper feed.
Outside of Derek, Derek's the only one that's seen this, and when he's seen it, he made fun of me because I wax it. So my
Actually,
garage is a
waxing
mess
the
right
boat
now because
this
I've been
time of
doing a
year
remodel.
is better for it, I think. Thank you, Max, for posting the links. And let's keep this
me
chat
switch,
clean. We do have children in here as well. Children in chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch the camera real quick.
All right.
Maybe.
That's rough. I couldn't. Hi, Mark Clark.
Let's see if that worked. Do 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 do.
Wow. Is that your console?
Yeah, let me hold on one second. I'm trying to back out so I can see what you're seeing, and it's not letting me.
Can you turn your phone sideways, lay it on the side?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
There
See
you
if
go.
it'll.
That's better.
There you go. That's better.
Yeah, it won't let me back out much, or I can't see anything.
We see a console and chairs.
I basically. Yeah, so right here on the side, right here,
Oh,
these are LEDs.
I have it hit the solo layout so we can see his boat closer. Okay, go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, let me see if
Nice.
I can. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Now I can see it. Caught up finally.
Yeah.
And you can see I've got the rods there. So I'm see if I can set up.
Well, that was a heck
But you
of
can
a
see
find.
here. You can see here how I did this. And I can tighten these up any which way I want. And then I can adjust. And then I can tighten it up.
Right.
Now, I have not seen this last summer. This is how we got it. And I don't know if you can see, because Derek makes fun of me in my garage. I put this thing into a 1-car garage, and I have 2.5 inches on both sides to put this in the garage door.
That's a big old
Here's
boat.
some old boat seats.
That's a boat.
Yeah, these are my boat seats out of my old boat.
I'd say that's
'Cause I
almost
did
as
have
big as a muskrat boat.
Yes, yeah, his boat's a little bigger than mine. I'm about the same width as his, but he's longer than me.
Oh, okay.
As Life wants to know what type of LEDs did you use in your boat? He wants ones that'll change colors too.
I will send you the link. I got them off of Amazon. You can see the strip right over there. That's a 60-inch strip. And it's like $20, $25 for Uh,
He's going to have a little bit of a lag because he's outside away from the internet.
Yeah, we've lost your.
yep. Are you?
Yeah, we're still here.
You're cutting in and out, Brandon.
You guys there now? Are you there now?
Welcome, Kevin.
Yes.
Welcome, Lee Reed.
Yeah, I just switched off my Wi-Fi. That way I don't drop signal.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So
But,
this new rod.
these are the new Blue Cat rods. I ordered those back before Christmas.
Well, you can go ahead and send me a couple of those.
Chris Flores rod.
What was that, Avid?
Are those the new Chris Flores rods?
Yes, that's the new. Well, not as medium light or the light action or the medium light action. These are the medium heavy Blue Cat rods.
Oh, okay. So you're fixing to go after some big boys.
Well, I'm a try. I'm a get out there and try. That's for sure.
Two Stands Fishing would like to know how much fishing has helped you motivate yourself to keep you moving and help you maintain a positive attitude.
Fishing has been a big part of my life. Fishing is my zen, basically. And if I didn't have fishing, I don't know where I'd be. Just for a simple fact of, let me switch the cameras real quick. Fishing's pretty much, where's it at? Fishing, I've been through 2 divorces and stuff, and not to try to get too much information, but that we've all went through down times, upsides, downs, and in those down times, fishing's always been the thing that's kept me sane, kept me from going over the deep end, and and then my son as well, because I have a 18-year-old son that's getting ready to turn 19, and basically I was a single father and had to basically raise him by myself.
Did you go fishing?
Where did the? Okay, come on. Are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, it's taking a second on my end to pull through.
That's all right. Hey, does your son go fishing with you very much?
Any chance he can, he goes. It took him, when he turned about 12 or 13 is when he finally started getting the patience. Once that happened, then he hit the ground running. He's got his own rods. He's got his own reels. He's got Abus. He's got Okuma Avengers. Yeah, Derek, I see that. Don't show them my boat. But yeah, he goes anywhere I go, he goes. There. Now I can get my finger off the camera. But yeah, he goes anywhere I go. My fiance goes. We tried to get her daughter to go, but yeah, she don't like it. She won't touch fish. She won't touch bait.
So, okay, what's the 3 of yours PBs on blues and flatheads?
Flathead is 46 pounds.
Nice.
Blue is 15, 20 pounds. Blue is something that a blue cat is something I want to definitely break my PB on. Flathead water, I've got flathead water where I can break 50 pound flatheads. The problem is where we live, the pay lakers are starting to learn that there's big fish in the rivers. So
Right.
they've started to enjoy some of the spots that I know, and it's been going on for 10 years, and it's to the point where I don't go to the river as much anymore because I just don't enjoy fishing elbow to elbow or having to camp out for 3 days for a bite. Because in this area, you'll fish for 4 weeks without a bite, and you're only looking for one fish. So,
yeah, well, at least with a boat, you can do stuff. Do you drift? Do you anchor? Do you
I
long
predominantly
line?
anchor.
Huh?
I predominantly anchor fish. But Derek, we went out a while back. Fish Jesus Creek, and he was showing me drifting. So I'm gonna do a little bit more drift fishing this year.
Have you ever tried bottom bouncing?
I do what's a reverse of that. So all these guys that you talk to and you hear talking about where they do bumping, I do the reverse of that. I will cast out with a float, and then I will slowly bounce that bait back.
Oh, off the float. Through the float.
Yep. Whew, it got cold
That's
outside.
something to see. Hello, Becca. Hi, Dance Creations. Hi, hello, the Bullock Experience.
Lee Reed would like to know if the lights on the side of your boat shine in your eyes.
So it can, but they're dimmable. So normally when I'm fishing at night, the only time I turn them up is when there's a fish, or if I'm moving and I need to see something or retying.
Okay. Let's go through your tackle and gear. I know you said you got Muddy River blue cat rods.
Yeah.
It looked like you had 6 or 7 of them, didn't you?
What now?
How many did you buy?
6 of them. Yep, I bought 6 Muddy River rods, and then got 6 matching Lew's SC 600 reels to go on them.
Okay.
Pretty
Yeah.
good setup.
What do you line them with?
But I have Daiwa M cast rods, Abu 6600 C4s, and I've had multiple rockets, different ones over the years. You know, when I was younger, I was a pay laker. I'll admit it. I don't hide the fact. And I learned my ways. You know, I learned, and I got sick and tired of it. If you don't spend money to make money on pay lakes, you don't do any good. And then you start learning that the way they treat the fish and how they get them and what they do, it's just not good. And learned over the years, and I probably haven't pay laked in probably 10 years, 12 years. I still got buddies that do it. I try to get them out of it, but they're stuck in it because they want money.
Yeah.
But I still have some of my big rods that I have that I take to the river so I can get to the deep holes. But I'm gonna get my fiance a cat rod and cat reel and try to get her a big fish this year. She's never caught a big catfish, let alone a 1 or 2 pounder. Her PB will be easy to break.
All right.
What about your son? What's his PBs?
He's got He's never caught a blue cat. So that will be a goal of mine this year. 25-pound flathead is his biggest. I belong to a private club, and it's a gun and fishing club, and they stock fingerling blues and flatheads, and they've done it for the past 20 or 30 years. And we can go out there and flathead fish and catch 20, 30s, 40s. There is a few 50s in the big lake and a few 50s in the small lake, but they basically everything's CPR. 3 years ago, they stocked 14-inch fingerling blue cats. We're now getting them into 10, 15-pound range. So you guys I'll do some videos out there as well.
Yeah.
It's private, but it's not so private to where you just can't get a membership. I can literally sponsor somebody and they can get a membership. Because that's every January when the memberships come up, and basically all I have to do is sponsor somebody and they pay their dues and they can become a member, and then now they got free use of the grounds, the rifle ranges, trap ranges, both lakes, the campgrounds, the whole 9 yards.
Nice.
Well, you got muskrat working to go with you.
Yeah.
He's telling you go.
Yeah, I told Roger I want to get some experience on the Ohio River. That's my
he's the man to give you the
that's my goal. Yeah, I've got bank experience. I mean, I fished it by the bank, but it's limited and it's tough working a full-time job and then trying to get bank access down there. You know, after driving an hour, there's somebody always in a spot.
Right. Now, when you fish from the bank, do you still use the same small rods, or do you go with bigger rods?
I have 10-foot Daiwa M casts that are they're basically big water, but they're like weight-wise, they're like bass rods for catfishing.
Now, do you use mono or a braid?
I use mono, 20-pound, 25-pound big game. I've tried Suffix line, I've tried Vicious, I've tried P line, Andes, and I always go back to big game line. Big game, one, it's inexpensive. Two, you can get it anywhere. Three, it's just never let me down. I've never just broke off the line unless it was my fault or me not checking a leader line for nicks and abrasion.
All right.
Kelly Bullock says that you're the best play-by-play announcer of the catfish community. I agree with that 100%. And Buckeye says he is the rimfire rifle chairman at that club.
Yes, yes.
So, what kind of rigs do you tie on your lines?
So, normally I do Santa Cooper or a Carolina style. When I do a float, floats I do differently. I'll do like a Kentucky rig, double hook with the weight on the bottom, or I'll do hook on the bottom, hook about 6-7 inches up, leader, then swivel, and then I'll have a lead with a float on top, so where I'll balance that weight a foot off the bottom and just let it drift and do its own thing. Or when I'm fishing for flathead, I predominantly float fish to let the bait move, and so that the bait doesn't get down into a hole and hide. Flathead will find them, but if you got it a half a foot up off the bottom of the water into a log or something, in my area, it's just easier to do that.
Well, I want to take a page out of Epic Catfishing's a phrase out of Epic Catfishing's book that he has or that he says.
Yeah.
Flatheads are predators because blues and channels have their eyes on the side.
Yep.
But flatheads have their eyes towards the top.
Yep.
They see the bait above them. They won't see it below them, and if they do, they have to turn sideways to suck it in. So
Oh, yeah.
you just swim up, grab the bait, and bring it back down.
Well, and a lot of times flathead, people don't know they got a flathead on sometimes. Flathead will just suck it in 3 foot away. And they're like vacuums.
They're in 3 foot away and just sit there.
Yep. They'll just sit there. I've caught many a flathead that I didn't even know I had a flathead on. I'm an hour later checking my bait because it ain't done nothing. And
yeah, you bring it in.
Next thing you know,
a werewolf on the other end.
Yeah.
Hello, Trapping No Jinx. Welcome. Please hit subscribe and a thumbs up and the bell icon. And can I get someone to keep sharing Catfish and Dreams and Katie Collins' link throughout the chat?
So, your YouTube channel is fairly new. I think I watched 3 videos, I think. What's your goal for your channel that you'd like to? I know you said it's not your main priority, but what are some things that you'd like to show on there?
What I'm thinking about doing the most is lives. Just go live and enjoy an evening fishing, and then everybody else enjoy it with me if they don't have a chance or opportunity to go out. My lives will probably be different than most, just for the simple fact that most people have lights. Most people have some type of lighting. When I get set up in a spot, my LEDs go to the dimmest possible color, and the only lights you will see on my boat is you could barely see the LED lights, and you'll see my navigational lights, and that's it. I'm bank fishing. I fish complete dark. There's no lights, no nothing. The only thing you can see is the LEDs that I make, that I put on my floats, or the moonlight. That's it. So it might be a little different.
Right. It would be different.
But when I
you actually just go ahead. I was going to say, you just segued me into my next comment. Your LED light video, I was very impressed with that. That was pretty awesome. I would love to see more videos like that where you show how to do your little how-tos, because I never thought those would be that easy to make.
No.
And so affordable to make. Actually, that's a lot more affordable than buying the things that, $2 to $5 to however much a pop.
Yeah, you go to a mom and pop bait and tackle shop. I guarantee you those are going to be anywhere from $3 to $5.
Right.
They're going to charge you $3 to $5. Some guys in this area, some guys are even charging upwards of $6 to $7. That's why I made the video. There's no point to it. You can make these LEDs. You can use them for whatever purposes you want. I mainly use them for fishing. My nephew seen that I was making them, so I made him a few of the color changers for his birthday. It's what he wanted, so I made him. He just plays with them.
You can make them the color change too.
Yep, I can do slow change. I can do fast change.
That's awesome.
I got UV. I can do your red, whites, your blues, your greens, yellow. They're fairly prep time to battery in and lighting up. It takes less than 5 minutes to make one.
Wow.
That's awesome. Yeah, you guys, if you haven't watched any of his videos, the very first one on Catfish and Dreams site is about making your own LED lights. it was very interesting to me. And it's definitely worth going in and watching.
Yeah. And I'll put together a video of a closer up, um, showing the actual intricacies of doing the wire, the LED leads and the soldering.
Right.
The biggest expense is just if you don't have a soldering gun, if you don't have helping hands, the helping hands is the thing that makes it so easy.
Right.
Because you just have two gator clips, you have the magnifying glass. It allows you to have your hands free to do the solder and hold the soldering iron. Without those two items, it's difficult. But literally, you can get them. I think the helping hands I have $10 on Amazon.
Really. I
Yeah.
make jewelry, and I never saw one of those, but I definitely figured out by your video that I need one of those.
Yeah.
So, because the soldering I do with it, man, it will definitely help a lot.
Yeah. And then I seen Twisted. He put up that he's caught many a flathead day fishing, and I agree. You can catch them. A lot of the spots that I fish, predominantly day fishing is not good. Some of the areas that I fish on the Great Miami River, I wouldn't take my son until he was old enough because it was that dangerous. We would have people walk up on us out of nowhere, and we wouldn't even know they were behind us because they were being that quiet. So,
Right.
Now, do you prefer daytime fishing or nighttime fishing for big cats?
night. There is nothing better than sitting under a moonlight or just dark sky and then dead silence. And then I'm a clicker guy. So when I'm anchored up, I'll set my clickers. That's another thing that's going to be different when I do lives. You'll hear clickers. I'm not going to have the rods locked down. You'll hear a clicker scream. And I would just rather hear that just screaming in the middle of the night with no lights on. It gets your blood boiling and pumping.
Yeah, dry guard screaming out makes you sound like a 3-year-old getting herself lit up.
Yeah. Until you hit your shin on something or.
Oh yeah, that's the bad part. That's when you need lights.
Well, with the LEDs in the boat dimmed, it's almost like it's a little bit dimmer than moonlight, a full moonlight.
Right. Yeah,
And then,
you end up and take a step and you shin kick a cooler full of ice.
yeah. And then I've got an 18,000 lumen headlamp that I use. That'll light up somebody's house.
I'm sure.
Welcome, Mad Catters.
Roger brought up a good point. He said that live videos are great, except for they only get one view, and that's why you need, regular videos because you get more views.
Yep.
I wanted to point that out.
Yeah, and
True,
I'm gonna do regular videos. They're just not gonna be on a time schedule.
Right.
And a lot of it is I'm always going, always busy, always doing
Right.
something. The lives will actually be a little bit more convenient for me. Some days it's like, you know what? Hey, I'm going fishing. When this weather breaks and it warms up, I'm on the lake 3 to 4 times a week, regardless if it's fishing or just going out and just enjoying an evening with my fiance and family. We're on the lake.
You definitely don't want to let your YouTube channel overcome having fun. Fishing is
Yep.
fun. You don't want the YouTube channel to make it where it's too much work and not enough fun. So I can totally understand that.
And that's my other reason. And that's my
Yeah.
other reason. This is more for future for the kids and stuff. And for
Absolutely.
me, you know, I'll enjoy it with, you know, all of you guys and then have fun with it and enjoy having conversations and chats with lives and I'll do some videos here and there.
Right.
I'm not in it to make money. My face isn't pretty enough for money. I
If
mean,
that's what it takes.
that's it. You know, I need to go and do some hair dye on this thing, some beard dye.
Hey, my beard's all natural color.
Yeah, I've been
Hey,
gray since 22, so
my beard goes all the way up to here on the sides.
yeah, I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. But yeah, I don't look to make money. I'm at the point in my life. I'm 43. I just want to enjoy life. I just want to enjoy fishing. And if people want to come along with me when I do lives, they're more than welcome. We'll have a good time.
Now,
Right.
do you already have a platform of what you're going to be using for live streaming?
I was looking at StreamYard or Streamlabs. From what I can
I'd go
tell,
with StreamYard to get this better. But it gives you 20 hours free a month, or you can upgrade to the first level or the second level, which I upgraded to. Mine's the second level, which is a high, which is $50 a month.
Yeah. See, I looked at Streamlabs, and they have, from what I can tell, they have a better option as far as quality on your streaming. You can get 1080 on StreamYard, depending on your area, depending on your signal. I don't have too many issues with signal. I've been down in the hills in Tennessee and still gotten 5G with no cell tower in sight. So, but yeah, I'll probably try each of them and see which one fits me better and go from there.
I like StreamYard because with my tablet and my phone, they both run 1080.
Okay.
I can do Streamlab off 1080. So it runs great. Sorry for that.
Mood lighting of it.
No, the ice melted and hit one of the power lines.
Oh.
Rolling blackouts.
So that's just the ice hitting one of the lines coming into the guard shack when it fell off the roof.
Oh. So, Brandon, what kind of fishing snacks do you take with you when you go fishing?
I'm a fat kid. I take every fishing snack.
Anything he sees on the counter goes with him.
I'm the type. I stop by Wendy's and grab cheeseburgers as a fishing snack.
That's a good snack.
My favorite is got to be banana and chocolate moon pies. That is my all-time favorite. Catfishing, fishing, bank, boat, doesn't matter. I'll stop and grab a $5 Little Caesars pizza. You know, McDonald's 5 cheeseburgers.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, these guys taking chip, Slim Jims. Yeah, I take those. No, but I also stop at McDonald's or Wendy's.
Heck with the snacks. Take a meal with you.
Oh yeah, I take meals. I'm like Roger. Me and the fiance already talked. We're looking into getting a 17-inch Adventure Blackstone griddle to put on the boat.
You've definitely got a big enough boat for that.
Well, when I walk outside, I don't know if you guys seen it, but I've got the 36-inch big one on the deck. I put on already. So
nice.
That's really nice. So, is she going to be joining you in videos when you're live streaming?
Oh, that's a good. She's shy when it comes to doing stuff like this. So She might. It might be nights where it's like me and Derek or me and my buddy Luke. If I can talk her into it, I might get her to get on one.
I'd like to see her and your son and land some big fish.
Yeah, my son will probably do it. I ain't got. He probably won't have an issue with it. Getting her on is going to be a tough. Because she was literally coming right through here, and she was sneaking out of frame.
One Time Fishing Club wants to know if you're drinking Capri Sun.
Darn right I am. That's another
he said that makes you a true fat kid.
right there.
Oh,
You know you
hey,
have kids in the house when you have Capri Suns in the house.
I guess you just joined One Timers Club.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We have Capri Suns in the house all the time.
You've already had 2 since we started talking, so you must
know.
really like them.
What did you do?
Yeah.
What'd you do? Bring your third one?
No. That's
No, we had one before we went live.
Right. No, I thought she brought him another one.
This is for after the show.
Well, I know what you're gonna do after the show. I wish I told him I'd do one with you, but I got home.
Moving on. Okay. I don't lost my train of thought what I was going to say.
Well, I can give you a good one. So it took me 6 months to come up with my name for my channel. It was a lot more difficult than what I thought it was going to be, and a lot of the reasons why I chose that is it's kind of a play off the movie Cocktails. Well, I love catfishing, and I love sipping bourbon.
Yeah, but I'd give it hard there.
Yeah, I already panned and let Abbott see a little bit of it.
Oh, good grief. No, I never saw that. One time said I got messed up by the crown.
Well, let me tell you, that Crown Peach and with Snapple peach tea, you got to watch it.
I don't want to ask you what your favorite drink is, I guess. So we'll go on to what's the most unusual fish you ever caught?
So, I got a good one for you on that one. When you asked me to come on the show, I remember the last one I was able to watch. You asked the same question, and I'm like, man, I got a good one for that one. I was flathead fishing one night. It's not a fish, but it's very interesting. It was me and 2 of my buddies. We were fishing the Great Miami River, and we were below a Lowhead Dam. And the past 3 years we'd been fishing this spot, we'd caught 20s and 30s off and on all night long. Then we started noticing a beaver coming into the area. He was about 30, 40-pound beaver. I don't know if it was a male or female or what. It didn't like us. Always slapping the tail, just angry, mad all the time. So we went down on a Saturday night. I went and got bait earlier that day, and we got down there about 7, 8 o'clock. And as soon as we set up, there's the beaver slapping the tail, going nuts. We get our lines out, and usually around 11 o'clock is when we started getting the flathead bites. So back then, I used to use a black bucket, 5-gallon bucket, and I drilled holes in it And then I'd put it in the water with the lid on it so it had circulation from the river current. Kept the bait live. Well, I get up. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna check my bait. So I reeled my one pole in. Had no bait on it, so I went over to the bucket, and here's the beaver doing the backstroke up the river towards the dam, 6 foot away from me. And I'm reaching in the bucket to get the bait. Beaver realizes that I'm right there with my headlamp shining on him, decides to tail slap, dive under the water, and go through 2 of my lines. The clickers are screaming. My 2 buddies are sitting over in their lawn chairs laughing their ass off. And next thing you know, I'm reeling in a beaver. I hooked him in the tail.
Wow.
He
You
ran
hooked him in
all
the
my line. What?
Where did you hook him?
I hooked him in the tail. He literally ran my line out and slipped through his body and hooked himself on the tail.
Oh man.
Yeah, that
Wow.
was not fun.
Did you reel him in or cut the
I
line
had
or
no
what?
choice. I had no choice.
Oh my gosh.
I used gloves, and I normally don't use gloves, but I used gloves, grabbed the legs, and held his front out and head away from everybody. And then I took pliers and just yanked the hook out as quick as possible, and we ran our separate ways while the beaver went back into the water.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
I'd have had to cut the line, I
That'd be the
think.
first animal I throw back in the water.
Yeah, I never heard. I still to this. That was 15, 20 years ago, and I still to this day do not hear the end of that.
Oh, I'm sure. Wow.
Because they'll be like, "Man, you remember when you hooked into that beaver?" I'm like, "Really? We got to go there?"
Where's your dream location to fish?
I want to get back to Canada. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been back to Canada. Because I do bass fish, I do crappie. Not as big on crappie and pan fishing, but I do. Not no professional. I've never solely targeted crappie. But I last time I was in Canada, it's just absolutely beautiful up there. I love the peace and quiet. I don't like the hustle and bustle. So that's my goal is to get back up into Canada again and go back up there and camp and fish. I used to go up on the north side of Huron, past Sault Ste. Marie, and fish there for northern pike and smallmouth when they're in season.
Right.
It's just fun. Catfish, I want to get down to Tennessee, Santa Cooper, get into those James, go down and fish those.
Okay, Brandon, we have a request from Kevin to hear your radio voice.
Oh, you're hearing it right now, loud and clear.
I think he's talking about your commentator voice that you do for the tournaments.
Yeah, it's a slobber knocker. Nah, this is my radio voice. This is what you would get hit with the ugly mug. I'd have to find a good makeup lady to help me out. I just one day I was on one of Roger's lives, and I just made up the Catfish broadcasting booth and started doing commentating. And next thing I know, Roger was like, "Hey, let's do this all the time." And so I was like, okay. So I made an account, a YouTube account for Catfish broadcast booth. So I'll pop into people's lives and stuff with it, just have fun with the people and with the people on live. Outside of that, that channel's basically, there's no information on it. There's no nothing.
Brandon, you might want to check your mic because it sounds like you're in a tunnel.
How's that sound?
Same.
Still like a distant tunnel.
Yeah, let me check real quick.
You're being called Robot Brandon now.
Sweet. Let's try this. How's that?
About the same.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's my room.
Oh, it just started doing it.
Yeah, it was doing really good.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I'm at 73% full charge on my battery pack.
Have you ever thought? I know you do power supplies on the boat, but for going live, have you ever thought about using a jackery to power your phone for doing lives on the bank?
So I have this. This one
I
is,
got two of them.
yeah, this is 30,000. I have 4 of these. I'm thinking about building a battery box out of an ammo can for bank fishing. You can get batteries off of Amazon. You can get a 12-volt, 30 amp hour battery for 20, $30. You solder your own leads, solder your own USB connectors. You don't even really have to do that. You could just solder a switch panel and do it with recharging with our charging port, and you're good to go.
I would like to shout out Couple Crosses Fishing, Betty, welcome. Country Catfishing, Daniel Ishmael, Lee Evans, Big Mike. But
That's weird. It went mono from stereo. That's weird.
we have 55 people in chat watching. Can we please get you to hit the thumbs up, please? So, I know you're weekend angler, Josh. Hello. You planning on posting more your videos that you'll be doing for your channel, or just random videos?
If I do videos, it's going to be stuff that's going to help fishermen save money.
That's good.
You know, stuff like that. Fishing is too expensive. It's gotten too expensive. You look at, I mean, some of the rods are greatly priced. Don't get me wrong. You look at what you get with like a Whisker Seeker, the Muddy River rods, Lime Cats, Mad Cats. What you're getting with those rods, you're getting heavier duty, quality rods. I've never used some of the other ones, but I have friends that have. But you look at some of these rods these guys are using for catfishing. You're talking $200 or $300 for a rod. Why? You don't need it.
I got 3 catfish rods, and the only one I spent the most money on is a Kuhn Longitude, and I spent $50 for it.
Yeah.
And my other 2 rods I spent They're all heavy action rods, and the two cat busters I went to Bass Pro and got them for $11 a piece. Now the reels, the 2-pin reels cost me 300, almost 350 for both of them.
Yeah, and I always tell people, fish with what you can afford. If you can afford, $200-$300 reels, by all means, you're gonna get quality.
I've always been a pin guy for all my life, and I wanted to get me some good pin catfish reels. I've had these for 4 years, and they've done everything I put them through.
Yeah,
They've landed some big cats, and they're still kicking.
I've got a first gen Zipco Hulk Seeker 6-foot rod, 2Bs, with a Abu BCX. That thing is probably 15 to 20 years old. And I've caught 30, 40-pound flatheads and handled it easy. But I've had other rods that were $100, $200 rods that you hook into a fish that's 5 pounds and it'll snap the tip of them. So
I got one rod that is made in the Outer Banks. It's a surf rod, and they quit making that rod 9 years ago. It's a 4-piece, 18-foot surf rod. It still works for catfishing. It'll launch at 1 pound weight, easy.
Yeah. Now, see, I don't have to use where I fish. Most weight I have to use is probably 3 or 4 ounces.
I see. If I'm in heavy current, I'll take a 18-ounce weight, put it on the 18-foot, and launch it with a.
If I'm in heavy
current,
the heaviest current I'm in is because I fished the high river from the bank, and the most I've ever used down there was 5 ounces. The Great Miami River, the most I've ever used was 4 ounces.
Well, the Mississippi, when it's running bad, I'll go anywhere from 8 ounces to a pound.
Jeez. Yeah.
And I'm using heavy action rods, but I'll throw anywhere from a 4-ounce weight to an 8 to 16-ounce weights.
Yeah, when spring hits, my bait will be a pound for flatheads. A 5-pound flathead will eat a 3-pound fish.
Whoops, I just lost power again. I'm still
the thing that gets me is people before all this fancy gear come around, years and years ago, everybody fished with cane poles, sticks, anything they could find to tie a piece of string to. And now you've got $50 line and $300-$400 fishing poles, and gosh, God only knows how high the reels go and everything. And I don't understand having to throw back all that money to get the same fish that, people caught years ago with a stick and a piece of line.
JB, the house, it's a guard check at work. I fell off and hit, got into a circuit and shorted it out for a minute.
That ain't good.
Well, the electricians here, I wouldn't really call them electricians.
Yeah, it's with what you bring up, Katie, is people are starting to realize that catfishing is corporate now. It really is. You look at what Steve Douglas is doing with the Catfish Conference. That's kind of outside of corporation. He wants to get people involved. He wants to get people in, to see. And see these companies and see these businesses a lot of people don't know about. I guarantee you, if you go and talk to somebody off the street and ask them about, any of some of the rods that a lot of us in chat and a lot of us on YouTube use, they're going to look at you and be like, what are you talking about? If they don't know nothing about YouTube or YouTube fishing or anybody on YouTube fishing, then they're going to look at you and just laugh. But then you look at some of the ones that are like down in Tennessee that are big conferences. Those are corporate. They're looking at money. They're looking at dollar signs. Catfish is becoming a big business, and you want a good idea of that happening. Look at YouTube. I found the catfish community about June, July of last year, and I've noticed multiple people mention, they started a year ago, 2 years ago, and there was hardly anybody on about catfishing, and now look how many channels there are. Not everybody's in it for money, but some people are going to be like, "Yay, that's nice. I can make some money. That's good." This stuff ain't cheap. And that's one of the main reasons why I'm not going to go as far as as far as buying multiple cameras and stuff like that. It's just not me. And that's why my channel will stay pretty simple. And I'm gonna keep it just low key and put things out and put educational stuff out and stuff that people can use to save money.
Right.
My rod rack, I'll have $100 in. Actually, I'll have $62 in. I have $62 in material. That's it. And by the time I'm said and done, I'm gonna put monster rod holders on it. I just like the way his rod holders. I like the way Steve's rod holders are. I looked at some of the other ones and they don't fit my need. By the time it's all said and done, I could probably market it and sell it and make money, but that's not me. I'd rather shoot a video on it and show somebody how to do it, and then they can go out and do it themselves. I don't have any holes drilled into my boat.
Right.
In this rod rack, I won't have to drill any holes. I made that agreement with my fiance. She's like, no drilling new holes in the boat. And I said, okay. So I found ways around that, and I can remove my rod rack. The one that I showed you, I can remove in less than 5 minutes. But it's mounted to the cleats of the boat. And I can still put my anchors out and still have full use of the cleats.
Right. I think that's nice to do that, not, drill the holes in the boats, because I've never fished off of a boat, but they cost quite a lot of money just to drill a hole in them and then have to, worry about something happening, busting out a part of it or something.
You start causing problems.
Yeah. Right.
And that's not saying a hole on the gunnel is going to cause a problem, but she requested that there be no holes, so I agree with her. I'm fine with that. So I found a way to do it without it. But yeah, I can take that rod rack off in 5 minutes, and we can go out and enjoy a family evening.
Absolutely.
Having some power issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having power issues here. Katie, you'll probably have to take over.
Okay, but how am I going to take over when it's on your stream?
I mean, if I lose it, just keep going, and I'll come back in off my phone or something and disconnect it when you guys are done.
Yeah, but we're on your live stream. If you lose me, then the whole stream's going to stop.
No, StreamYard will still keep running.
Yeah, Mr. Gadget, like what he's got, Mr. Gadget's saying. his goes into his boat seat.
Mhm.
StreamYard still keep running.
Okay. So, is there anything interesting that you've learned about fishing that you think a lot of people may not know? Be neat to share with us? Anything ironic you've learned or some neat trick you've got?
Um, so a lot of guys. So one of the main reasons why I use the LEDs is for floats, and I use stick floats, 10-inch. But I do want to get some of Patriot James's floats. I want to try those out for flathead fishing. Uh, there's some I can't really discuss it too much, but there is something that me and Derek are working on. We have a prototype being built as we speak. That could change things for a lot of people.
Right.
But things that are like ironic, there's a lot that I have learned about catfishing just since finding the YouTube community.
Mhm.
Different techniques, different styles. There's definitely areas you can tell, like East Coast, how they do things, South, North,
Right.
West. You know,
Yeah.
there's the different techniques that people use in their area. You try to take and use here and see how it works for you. Some will work, some might not. Our techniques might work better for them in their area. They might not. The Kentucky rig is something that I used last summer. Never even heard of it till watching YouTube, watching videos.
Right.
Started using it.
Started having luck. And I was like, okay, I like this. I'm gonna start putting this into my arsenal. You know, stinks because we can only use 2 rods unless we're
Really?
on the Ohio River.
Oh, right.
Ohio did change that law. If you only use the Ohio license, you can use 3 rods per person. But if you get a Kentucky license, it's a free for all. You can use as many rods as you want.
Right.
I'm hoping that the state of Ohio changes it to at least 3 rods. Is what I'm hoping.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I have a hard time, seeing what the difference is. I guess it's as far as conservation of the fish, but like you said here, I can put out as many as I want. I'm in Kentucky, and I don't understand why, like there that you can only use 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that. I mean, I know it's wildlife conservation and all that, but they should base more laws on what size limits and such that you can keep, the amount that you can keep, and less on how many rods you use. In my opinion, it's not how many rods you use. You can use 1 rod, and if you keep 100, 200 fish a year off of that 1 rod, you're still hurting as much as somebody putting out 6 rods and only keeping 3 or 4 fish a year. I mean,
That was a product placement for art.
right. It's not about how many rods you put out. It's about how many fish you keep and how many you don't take care of, improper CPR and that type of stuff. I don't know. That's definitely different opinions for different things, but in my opinion, that's one that they didn't put too much thought around as far as conservation is
Not
concerned.
Ohio. Ohio's they're slowly changing things. They're slowly seeing the error in their ways, but it's so slow that in my lifetime, am I going to see a change in a lot of it? No, probably not. Pay lakes are making too much money in this area. I mean, I've got probably 30 pay lakes in an hour and a half of my house.
Wow.
And we're not talking just your run of the mill pay lakes. These pay lakes, people come from all over the country to fish at. These are,
Wow.
two of them are the pay lakes that are in every video you see that is against pay lakes. Because these guys stock tens of thousands of pounds of fish a month. Oh yeah.
They don't worry about that. They worry about how many rods and reels you use.
Yeah, it's because, you know, these guys will I like I said, I still got some buddies that do pay laking. They will literally go and drop $450, $500 on a tournament for a chance to win 20 grand. Yep.
Gosh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have that kind of money. I've seen what they do. I've seen how they treat things. I see how the people actually treat each other. So I got out of it 10, 12 years ago.
Right.
It's just, it's, you know, you go and you get a ticket and you fish, and all night, next thing you know, you're leaving and you see 15, 20 fish getting scooped out of a lake and then thrown in a dumpster. That's it. That's pretty much what it is. And, you know, when I seen that, that was my wake up call 10, 12 years ago.
Right. I guess I'm fortunate because I've never, there's not any pay lakes close to where I'm at that I'm familiar with. I'm not saying that there's not any, but I'm not familiar with any, you know, close to my area. But I I never thought that they were really anything good, even when I was little and I heard about pay lakes. I thought, why would you do that when you can fish for free? And I know it's totally different, but I mean, it's just I don't know. I'm not into the pay lake thing. I believe in keeping the few little ones to eat. Let those big ones go because they, help bring the little ones in and make sure you put them back properly. I believe in most of that more than anything. And basically, fishing just takes common sense.
Yeah.
You just, and I'm not saying that I'm any type of expert. I mean, I've not never caught any of the big fish or anything, but you got to use common sense and respect. If you go somewhere to fish and you're sitting on the bank or even in a boat, don't be pitching out trash. Don't leave your trash laying around. You're not, if you want to trash up your backyard, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you wanna, chop up some fish and leave them laying around in your backyard or whatever, that's fine. But don't kill the fish and throw them up on the bank. Don't just leave your trash laying around, And most of the people in our catfish family wouldn't do that. But I'm the type of person, it enrages me when I see that. And I will actually take and I'll take a bag with me, put a bag in the car, and if need be, then I'll pick it up. I won't just leave a stack of trash laying there from somebody else. And not everybody can do that, and I realize that, but
Yeah. A lot of people in our area, the lakes I fish and the rivers I fish, excluding, some of the areas, most people are pretty nice. Most people are pretty respectful.
right.
Every once in a while you have issues with people. And if Buckeye's still in here, the private club we belong to, we have issues there where people will throw beer bottles into the fire pits, because the club provides fire pits for us around the lakes. And, we have issues with that sometimes, and we bring it up and we raise it up and people stop and we'll clean them out, but some people just don't respect what we do.
Right.
They're more worried about a good time than they are about what's going to happen for the future.
Right. We keep losing Abbott. He's having some major difficulties apparently.
Yeah.
If anybody's got any questions, go ahead and pop them out there because I run out of ideas pretty quick about what to ask and things.
If Has Life is still in chat, tell him, Has, get a hold of me and I'll get you a link to those LED lights I have. They're off of Amazon.
So your boat, have you fished in it yet? Or are you just now getting it set up to fish in, or?
Oh no, we fished out of it last year. Well, fished in it till it was about end of August, beginning of September. I've got 5 herniated discs.
Everybody, I'm sorry for this, but the area right now is going to a power blackout.
Oh, you're good. You're good. But I ended up with 5 herniated discs in my neck, C1 through C5, C1 through C7, and went through a lot of issues in the fall and early winter. And then right before Christmas, ended up getting shots in my neck because I don't want surgery right now. My surgeon doesn't want to do surgery. He thinks 42 years old is young. So I was like, okay, great. So
I smile about that because I had 3 extensive back surgeries at 32. So
yeah, I've never had a good back. I heard it when I was younger playing baseball. So I'm always going to have issues, but the shots helped. I'm not in pain.
right.
I'm not on a pain management regimen now like I was before. So I'm trying to delay having to have surgery as long as I possibly can.
And you want to do that?
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah, because they told me the only option I have is to fuse my neck. And I know people that have had their backs fused and stuff, and I don't want to go that route. They've had issues, but they've also been able to live productively. The goal is to not have to have it. I'll probably have to have it within 10 to 15 years. Is basically what they're looking at.
Right.
So we didn't get to enjoy the boat as much as we would have liked to because we picked it up in June. And I had a small boat before that, but I didn't get to use it very much. So we picked it up in June. We got to use it till about it was about end of August, September. And that's when I started getting real bad. My neck started getting real bad, my movement. And, I'm an avid bowler. I just went back into bowling not too long ago. And I took a hiatus from my teams. And I go and sub when they need me. I'm probably going to back off of doing the bowling. I don't know which one's more expensive, fishing or bowling.
I don't know. They probably run it neck and neck, I'm sure.
Oh, they're close. Especially when I get in, I was getting back into it to where I wanted to get back into doing tournaments. I was amateur pro when I was younger, and I was wanting to get back into it. Last year or 2 years ago, I got back into it because of my son. Told him his senior year I'd bowl some adult youth tournaments with him, and we were able to do that. And so now that he's on to college, he's bowling adult leagues and kicking my butt. I'm gonna let him take over for me.
I don't blame you
beating
there.
me, spanking my butt. I'm just gonna step back and just enjoy watching him bowl.
Night, Lorianne. Thanks for stopping in.
You guys,
So
I'm sorry for the power outage. It wiped out a section of town here, so it's affecting the power, the cell towers and all that.
That's crazy.
yeah, it's all right though. We're
So
still
it's
muddling along.
almost like a citywide power outage.
Wow.
So
Why are they doing the rolling blackouts?
I have no clue.
Wow. Because I know they were having some blackouts in Tennessee or Texas, and then I heard that the blackouts started coming up north through Oklahoma and the Panhandle and all that.
Maybe that's
Well,
just where they're
here.
trying to repair the lines. So, Brandon, if you could have a dream trip to anywhere, absolutely anywhere to fish, all expenses paid, where would you go?
Warm, somewhere warm. Even in summertime, I'd still go somewhere warm.
Right.
I would probably do I'd probably do somewhere like in the Caribbean, do ocean fishing in the Caribbean. Catfishing is one of my main fish that I fish for, but I love fishing in general. I don't care what it is. I'll go spend a day catching bluegill in a creek. I'll just go walk a creek and have fun.
Right.
Just catch bluegill. But I think that would be awesome. I took a cruise a few years back and took it down to the Bahamas, and I'm on the boat sitting on the edge drinking coffee in the morning, and there's dolphins, and all I'm thinking about is I want to go fishing off of this. Should have brought a fishing pole.
Yeah, that would definitely be cool to do. I've never fished out of state of where I lived, but I would absolutely love to. I've been talking to Avid about the meet and greet and how I'm going to buy a license for Illinois, and instead of it's just cheaper to go ahead and buy the year license than it is for me to get a few days license. So I'm going to go ahead and get a year one and fish over there more than and have a good time. If I'm, I'm going to pay for the license, I'm going to get a whole one instead of just because I think it's like $30, 35 for an out of state license there. And then 70, a 7-day one was like 25, something like that. So yeah, I'm not going to deal with that. I just might as well go ahead and spend the whole money and use it more.
I seen Derek's comment. My phone holder keeps slipping, and
Yeah. I was trying to see if anybody had left any. Yeah, he said you should have come and borrowed his tripod.
I agree. That would be Has Life. That is probably one of the best things I've heard someone say. That would be awesome if they would just come up with just an overall license.
It would. That's a great idea.
Brian, I will be doing that soon. I'm actually I'm getting the dimensions and everything off of the boat, and I'm going to be designing it within the next week or two, and going to take the materials down to my buddy's shop, and we're going to TIG weld it up. So I'll get that. I'll do a video on that. He's an excellent TIG welder, which is why I'm trusting him and having him going to do the TIG welding. I can't weld worth a crap. I can weld something to stay together, but it might not look pretty. But yeah, I plan on doing that. A general basis of it, it's 3-inch wide C channel. The channel has a thickness of 1/4 inch material, so it's thick enough. I needed something thick enough to where I'm not going to flex hard when a fish does bite and I reel down and lock it in. But where the sides are going to be 1.5 feet off of the cleats, and then it's going to come in at a 10-degree angle and then go across, and that's all going to be TIG welded together. And then I'm going to utilize U-bolts like I did on my last one, and the U-bolts will go through the cleat and will hold the rod rack to the boat with no drilling holes. Now, the nice thing about this is when you go to the cleats, they're solid. At least the ones on my boat are solid. The rod rack I have on there now, it's just aluminum angle, 1/8 inch thick. I can twist it with just barely turning it with my hand. We tried to get it to move with the U-bolts, and it wouldn't budge. But I will show how we're going to make it. I'll show mounting it to the boat. I'll show exactly the U-bolts, how they're going to be mounted to it. This way, if somebody else wants to do it, they can adjust it. I know. I can't help it.
Let's see. Sorry, I keep panning back and forwards.
I can't see myself going into work today, Roger.
So, is there anything that you can think of outright? What do you think about the catfish community and all the videos that people put out and how close everybody is? What do you think about that?
The catfish community is great. I kind of stumbled on it by accident. So there's kind of two parts to it for me. An old friend of mine that lives in Cincinnati, Whisker Sticks, he actually makes LEDs as well. I just make them on the side. He makes them to sell, and he makes a very good product. So if anybody ever needs LEDs that are just as solid as mine, his are probably better. Look him up. Great guy. I started watching his lives years ago. Him and then Northwoods Angling. Started watching them years ago. Then I watched Chris Flores a little bit back in the day. And then, every once in a while I'd get on YouTube, watch some fishing videos, catfishing, bass, bluegill, crappie. So then I have fished the lake by my house for a long time. And this lake has the nickname of the Dead Sea. And it's earned that name. We could probably take every person in chat and put them on that lake, and they would all probably have issues with it. Even some of the most tried and true fishermen would probably have issues fishing this lake. It's a tough lake. So Derek from Ohio Catfish Chasers posted a video in one of the Ohio Fishing Reports pages on Facebook, and I clicked on it. I'm like, okay, yeah, he's catching the big channels out of Caesars Creek as well. So me and him got to talking, and then next thing you know, watching his videos, turned me into watching other people's videos, watching Abbott's, getting into one-ton, palmetto, combat Carl, or whatever his name is right now, and others, Vic, and Roger. Watching Roger's videos and lives, I just have a blast in.
Yeah.
I definitely can't wait to fish with Roger. That's going to be a blast. I don't know if we're going to laugh more or fish more.
Yeah, it'd definitely be fun. I've gotten that invite too, and it would be pretty awesome to fish with Roger.
But the catfish community is a great community. Yeah,
They really are.
you don't see people like this normally that'll go out of their way and help you out. I'm not one to just be like, oh well, I'm not going to tell you where I caught this fish. Good luck. I'll tell you where I caught a fish. You have to be able to do it too. You have to be able to go and catch it too.
Right.
Just because I caught it doesn't mean you can go and do the same thing. So I don't have an issue. But this community, it's the people are nice. They're more than willing to help. They're more than willing to show you their ideas. They're more than willing to show you their tips and tricks. And they're not doing it. You don't see people being conceited about I'm better than you because I catch this fish than you, or this I've got personal best. People just ain't like that. So they tend to just be helpful and sincere about
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you totally. Abbott's having some trouble. The blackout has caused him to have the security cameras are out. The system is knocked out, so he's had to go out. I really don't have any more questions. If you guys don't have any more questions, I'm at a loss for words. I'm sorry. I hate to be that way. Excuse me.
like
I hadn't been feeling my best today. Yeah, mine did too. And I think part of that may be because he's gone. So I think we'll just go ahead and end it for the night. I want to go ahead and thank you all for coming in. We're sorry about the little technical difficulties we're having here. Brandon, I really appreciate you joining the show and talking with us, fishing and such tonight. And like I say, you guys, if you haven't checked out Catfish and Dreams channel, you want to check it out, and make sure you check out the LED how-to video that he has. It's pretty great. And I really liked it. I liked the information that was on it. And Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and let you say your piece, and then we'll close out.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the evening. I'm gonna get back to doing some remodeling on the house, and have some fun, and I'm definitely looking forward to fishing with some of y'all and getting to meet everybody. Eventually, I'd like to go and meet everybody at a meet and greet and stuff. Once all this stuff calms down with what's going on in the world, and get to fish and have some good times.
Absolutely.
So, thank you
all
guys.
Right, guys.
Everybody be safe tonight, and hopefully everybody got power.
Yeah, agree. Take care, guys. Have a blessed night.
Have a good one, guys.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
I guess everybody left. All right, you have a good night, Katie Collins, and I'm sorry about a live feed tonight. I hope you all having a good time and you all hit. All right, thank you, Wandering Fisherman. You'll have a good night. Be safe, and we will see you next week.